Recording satsang session on 6th November 1980. Mother's teaching talk number 48. Continuing Mother's questions and answers 1951.
Whether there is any special significance of worship of the different personalities of the Divine Mother on occasions like these, or is it just a formal religious worship? It really depends upon the spirit with which one does the worship or observes. It is a fact that during this period there is a special presence in the earth atmosphere of the Divine Mother personalities, and they respond more readily than at other times. They are more accessible. And seeing that from the occult experience, the ancients have marked out this period of the cycle, annual cycle, as most favorable for communion with those deities and also for invoking their grace and help in the relevant situations. So there is the worship of the Mother of Might, first Dasara, then worship of the Mother of Prosperity, Mahalakshmi, and now the Mother who destroys evil, the dark forces. And there are, special verses and mantras that have been being used for hundreds of years, and they are very powerful. So those who follow those instructions and repeat them during this week, during these 3 days, 4 days, they always find something remarkable. That is why Mother herself, despite all her discouragement of traditional worship and things according to religion, she used to come down specially on these occasions and embody those particular personalities on these occasions and bless the people. I remember now for Kali Puja, that is tomorrow, she would come always in a red sari and she would distribute the flower Divine Love. And she would say the potency of that would last 1 year. The Divine Love pomegranate flower. And for those, all the year round they will take to prepare those flowers. It's not easy to get like others. You can't buy them. They have to grow. And for a few thousands to be prepared and put in that tissue paper, it used to take time.
But this is only for India, isn't it?
Yes, because in India, these deities, the divine has descended in the form of these deities, and in this atmosphere they are more accessible. In other countries, in different forms. In Japan, for instance, these deities are known by different names.
But not on the same days.
No, they have got the different cycle. So each people, they create their own rhythm. They create their own cycle. But for us in India, for those who believe, these are the things. And
Mostly people do believe.
yes, yes. But I find even Indians in foreign countries, they observe these things. They observe. Of course, that tend to convert them into social meetings, for good eats and drinks and that sort of thing. And I have written about it also, that one person in Chicago, so he invited lot of friends for Satyanarayana Puja. There is one particular, ceremony for something good that should happen or is happening. And he invited a lot of all the Indians. They all went. And after the puja was over, he served cocktails. Yes.
Sir, this is Lakshmi Puja Shri Yukta sponsor, that is good for them.
Yeah. Shri Sukta.
Sir, did mother encourage about doing this all puja and all? Or
No, no. She encouraged that
what
you
is the best way to
pray.
start?
You pray and you invoke those. But she didn't attach importance to rituals. But those who are used to it, she didn't discourage.
So today is actually Lakshmi Puja.
No. Lakshmi Puja was over, I think 14 days ago.
Yes, today is Kali Puja.
Tomorrow. See, that is full moon day. Lakshmi Puja is on a full moon day, and this is on Amasya day, new moon day.
I mean, sir, the best form of worship is to meditate on
You
this.
see, that's all right. But some recitations, some readings, they prepare the atmosphere. They help the mind to get focused. All of us, suddenly you can't switch on to certain receptivity and, one needs a little time. And these readings, they change the vibrations in the atmosphere. They create a physical atmosphere for those responses to come. You feel more ready after you read those things. So if you read, for instance, what he has written about the triple forces, the mother of might, the mother of light, and the, mother of sorrows, those that canto in this season.
The Savitri is
Ah.
written on the book.
Yes. So that is very helpful.
Sometime after you have finished all this, please read Savitri. Little chosen passages.
Yes, we have done number of times here, but we can do.
It is never enough.
It's never enough. Discussing the changes from plane to plane, the physical plane, the vital plane, the mental plane, Mother points out how form, the external form, which is so rigid and which is a virtue of the material plane, in that it is stable, fixed, that changes as you ascend. In the vital world, for instance, your face, the face of those beings changes according to the emotions or passions, desires actuating them. When they get angry, their whole face assumes a different complexion, a different outline. So when they are very kind, quite benevolent, Here we can conceal those things because of our gross exterior. But in the vital world, these forms change according to the inner emotions. In the mental world, Mother says, it is still quick. Each thought that comes, it influences and changes the external form. Even passing thoughts. So you can't conceal anything there. A good thought, immediately the face will be different. Unwelcome thought, the face will assume a different thing. Those of us who have had dream experiences, bad dreams in which we meet evil beings and all that, we have certainly known beings look very attractive, nice. Suddenly something happens and you see their faces become crooked, black, and then you say, no, these are evil fellows. But when they approach you, they are so good, they look so attractive. Now these are all facts, not our imaginations. But here, because our gross physical form is so stable and fixed that it does not normally change. But Mother could see everybody's form changing because she would always see the subtle form and not the physical form. We look into the mirror, we see a particular face, but when we go to Mother, she wouldn't see us in that form at all. She would always see in the subtle way. So every change of vital form, mental form, everything was very visible. So when she would look purely at some people, we would wonder why the person is so normal, looks so nice, but why does she look so clearly? This is the explanation. She would see behind. And there is that famous story of a person in the early days of the ashram. He seems to have done something which he knew Mother wouldn't like. At that time, Mother used to see people every day in the morning for blessings. So each time he would come, he would know that he has done something which Mother wouldn't like. So he would meditate, he would concentrate, keep it outside his atmosphere, and would come. So it appears it went on for 6 months. And at the end of 6 months, he found the ordeal too much. Every day to keep it out and go thinking that it is not there and all that, Mother shouldn't know. So on his birthday, he broke down and told Mother that 6 months it has been happening and I can't bear it anymore. Then Mother said, but why didn't you tell me? I have been seeing it all the 6 months. She said, just above your head it was visible. You understand? But she didn't, make him feel that she has seen it. That was her grace, her greatness. She never made anybody feel small. So she knew. We think what we look and we see in ourselves, that's the thing. No. Those with an occult sight can always see what is behind your physical form. So that is the form of in the mental world, the vital world. And then she speaks of time. That the time and space vary from plane to plane. She illustrates time. Now you take 60 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. She says, supposing you want to do a thing, and then you ask how long it will take. If the other person says 50 years, Then you will say, my God, 50 years, oh, God knows what is going to happen. And you get discouraged. 50 years is too long a span of time in our physical world. But she says, the moment you are in the mental world, an idea, conceptions, there, if you are told it will take 100 years for this idea to be accepted, for to become common, you are not worried. All that you know that the idea should establish itself. You establish concretely in the mental plane. 100 years is nothing. And she says, when you go to the psychic, 100 years looks like a moment. It doesn't at all bother you how long it takes in physical time. And when you touch eternity, time just does not exist. Time looks an artificial arrangement. When you are in that consciousness, the past, the present, the future, all are straight, like a map. So yesterday, today, day before yesterday have no meaning. Because everything is eternal. Every moment, it is a continuing moment. Those who have the experience of deepening their consciousness, awakening in the consciousness of the different planes, they can see the relativity of time. But in our own small way, in dreams, we can see. We dream, and then it looks as if a lot of time has happened, and when you wake up, you find it has taken 5 minutes. So within 5 minutes of physical time, in the dream time, say about 2 or 3 days have taken elapsed or more. Same thing, you go into deep meditation. You feel a lot of time has elapsed, and when you come out it is only 5 minutes. The reverse also is true. You feel it is only 5 minutes. You have meditated, and you see it is 1 hour in the alarm clock. So the time in a different, deeper level or a higher level is quite different than our time. So the physical time and the physical space are only one category of the self-arrangement of the eternity and the infinity of the reality. In the same connection, she speaks of the occult sense, occult sight, and occult practice. The first lesson she insists in occultism is to learn to do without speaking. By discipline, you must learn to speak as less as possible. And particularly with the one who teaches you, there must be complete mental harmony. Because an occult teacher minimizes his speech. He communicates in silence. If you physically ask a question, he may not answer physically, but he gives the answer. Now to receive that answer, your mind must be silent. And she says, it is not enough, but the tongue also must be silent. Both the tongue and the mind must be silent. That is why in the early days they were not initiated, whether in Egypt or Greece or in other countries, An initiate, before one was qualified to be initiated, a novice had to undergo considerable discipline in learning to silence the mind, remove agitation and fear, and remain unmoved. Only when you are that ready would the teacher initiate you into the mysteries of the occult world. Most of the Egyptian lore is lost. But whatever little has survived, that is extremely remarkable. The way they could go beyond time, they could communicate with the spirits, they could remember their past births. That is something remarkable. I had received, I think about 2 years ago, a book of about 400 pages called The Initiate. No, Initiation. Yes, Initiation. It was an autobiography of a Hungarian woman who had unusual experiences in her childhood, sickness and all that. Then she somehow got introduced to yoga, and she, in collaboration with an Indian, started a school which was shifted to Switzerland during the war, Elizabeth Haig. And she writes, because she remembers various births of hers. The whole thing she puts in the form of a story. 2000 years ago, 3000 years ago, what happened. And she recognizes the people who have met and played part in her life, present life, who they were when she was a princess or a queen in Egypt. And what is more important, not only she recognizes, but those people who have come and met her, they recognize also. She recognizes Paul Brunton as one of the priests or something like that who had played a part in her life at that time, and she met him in this birth. This is all fascinating. You may say, what value has it got? Well, it extends our field of knowledge and possibilities. What possibilities are there? And when mother says, we have all met before, that's because we have met before, we are meeting here. It makes sense. Because those who turn to higher life, their meetings are never accidental. There is always something behind. There is a past which has made the present.
This lady of whom you speak, what she has written, can it be true?
It looks that. You see, how far it is true, we do not know, but I think broadly it is true. Because it tallies with the writings and experiences of others. Such things. The way people were initiated, the people were not given initiation, and how they were kept waiting and all that. Some others also have written the same thing, and these two have not met. The old traditions of Egypt, which he describes. Now, there must be some romantic imagination. Yes, possible. But broadly, it looks plausible. Some details may not be, you know. But yes.
His mother has also stated that she was sometime
Yes.
birth as
Yes.
a queen of.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, it's true. Mother has mentioned.
She was also John of
So
North.
is it all right for a person who realized to write down on a piece of paper and to exhibit before the world? You see, normally the tradition of India, I mean, it's a very rare literature where you can find the inside of the story, the right and wrong. so many seers and saints, but I think it is not written there because India has a traditional, so many great sons who have realized so many things, but it is never put on paper, isn't it?
Well, now a time has come when things have to be put on paper. Formerly, knowledge was not given freely. It used to be guarded, and that became a vested interest. Today, it is an age of democratization of knowledge, decentralization of power. So all spiritual knowledge, everything is being made open, occult knowledge is being thrown open. The time spirit is forcing us to share whatever we have got with everybody. Now whether they understand and make the right use, that is a risk we have to take. But the human consciousness is ready, by and large, to benefit. There was a time 2,000-3,000 years ago when they had to guard that knowledge because they would do harm to others using that knowledge otherwise. But today that danger is not there. Now atom bombs and all that. You see, there was in America when I was there, it came out that one man, he manufactured a particular dangerous bomb, missile, only drawing upon the information given in a catalog of a laboratory equipment factory. Only by that he did. Now, where is the secrecy left? Things will be out. There is a pressure. So people today can manufacture bombs. We don't have material, that's all. Every country can manufacture atom bomb if only they have the resources. Everybody knows the technique and the know-how. But 1945, when it was first manufactured, it was a secret. Same thing with spiritual atom bombs.